In this video, we're going to talk about Thomas Aquinas' cosmological argument. This is from the third article of the reading, Whether God Exists. In this video, we're going to consider Aquinas' cosmological argument. And this is the rest of the reading for this assignment that wasn't covered in the last video. So, the setup for this argument. In this article, Aquinas is going to present his argument for God's existence. Unlike Anselm's argument, Aquinas uses facts drawn from experience for the basis of his argument. Aquinas identifies 5 different ways to argue that God exists, so this argument is sometimes known as Aquinas' 5 ways. So, here are the 5 ways that Aquinas identifies. He argues that God exists from facts about motion, from facts about causation, from facts about possibility and necessity, from facts about the gradation found in things, and from facts about the governance of the world. However, we're only going to look at the first 2 ways, and in fact, the reading has cut out the other 5 ways, just to make things more straightforward. So let's look at the text of the first way. It's therefore impossible that in the same respect and in the same way, a thing should be both mover and moved. For example, that it should move itself. Therefore, whatever is in motion must be put in motion by another. If that by which it's put in motion be itself put in motion, then this also must needs be put in motion by another, and that by another again. But this cannot go on to infinity, because then there would be no first mover, and consequently no other mover, seeing that subsequent movers move only inasmuch as they're put in motion by the first mover, as the staff moves only because it's put in motion by the hand. Therefore, it's necessary to arrive at a first mover, put in motion by no other, and this everyone understands to be God. Okay, so, like we did with Anselm, we're going to go through this sentence by sentence, and we're going to discover that an argument emerges. Okay. It's therefore impossible that in the same respect and in the same way, a thing should be both mover and moved. That is, it should move itself. This leads to the first premise, that it's impossible for something to move itself. Okay? Now moving on. Therefore, whatever is in motion must be put in motion by another. If that, by which it's put in motion, be itself put in motion, then this also must needs be put in motion by another, and that by another again. This leads to the second premise. So anything that's in motion must be put in motion by something else. Okay, let's move on. But this cannot go on to infinity, because then there would be no first mover, and consequently no other mover, seeing that subsequent movers move only inasmuch as they're put in motion by the first mover, as the staff moves only because it's put in motion by the hand. This leads to the third premise. But this chain of motion can't go back infinitely, because then there would be no first mover. All right. Therefore, it's necessary to arrive at a first mover, put in motion by no other. So, there must be a first mover. And this everyone understands to be God. And this is God. So, to go through the argument again, it's impossible for something to move itself. So, anything that's in motion must be put in motion by something else. But this chain of motion can't go back infinitely, because then there would be no first mover. So there must be a first mover, and this is God. Okay. This is Aquinas' cosmological argument from motion. Now let's look at the second way. This is Aquinas' second way. This way proves that God exists following from facts about causation. So causation here means facts about cause and effect. You're going to see that the argument is very similar to the argument from motion. So we're going to begin by looking at the text, but Aquinas was using a slightly different understanding of cause than we have. So what we mean by cause now, Aquinas called the efficient cause, and this follows from Aristotle's four causes. But we're not going to get into this, and we can understand this passage better if we just cross out all of the instances of efficient. So just pretend like this word isn't there. The second way is from the nature of the cause. In the world of sense, we find there's an order of causes. There's no cause known, neither is it indeed possible, in which a thing is found to be the cause of itself. For so it would be prior to itself, which is impossible. Now, in causes, it's not possible to go on infinitely, because in all causes, following an order, the first is the cause of the intermediate cause, and the intermediate is the cause of the ultimate cause, whether the intermediate cause be several or only one. Now, to take away the cause is to take away the effect. Therefore, if there be no first cause among causes, there'll be no ultimate, nor any intermediate causes. But if, in causes, it's possible to go on infinitely, there'll be no first cause, neither will there be an ultimate effect, nor any intermediate causes, all of which is plainly false. Therefore, it's necessary to admit a first cause, to which everyone gives the name God. So if we're going to turn this into an argument, it would look something like this, very similar to the previous argument. It's impossible for something to be the cause of itself. So, anything that's happening must have been caused by something else. But this chain of causes can't go back infinitely, because then there would be no first cause. So there must be a first cause, and this cause is God. So, for the concerns of this class, I think that although the two arguments are different, I would encourage you to just consider whichever argument speaks to you, or to mix them together as need be, and understand them that way. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching.